Oh, Zaid Bhai is back.
Yeah, but he's driving.
MashaAllah.
Literally.
Zaid Bhai, Mubarak on your passing your thing.
Sorry?
What did you pass? What was it?
Basically, I already have a truck license, but this one, I've got a bigger license now. So this is I can drive the Arctics, like the ones with the trailers combined with them.
Hoi, 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 hoi.
Yeah, so it's one of them, literally. Yeah, so it's wicked, man. It just opens up so much more opportunities. Alhamdulillah. So yeah, man.
That's great. Mubarak, man.
Yeah, Jazakallah, man. Jazakallah.
Glad to have you on board as well today.
Yeah, man. I'm actually at work, and I'm actually behind the wheel as well. So
It's been so long that people forgot what you actually do on Khuddam night.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's been up and down, man. Last couple of weeks, alhamdulillah, it's been quite busy. So me, I've also trying to pass this thing as well. It wasn't easy, believe me. So yeah, man, it was good.
Alhamdulillah. Glad to have you on board again, inshallah. Good luck with all your work and everything. And inshallah, we'll hopefully have you back telling us some tabligh updates, because a lot of stuff is going on.
Oh man, I know, lots of stuff is happening. I know, to be honest.
Good man. Keep active and keep busy, yeah? Jazakallah. We always get your messages every Wednesday.
Yeah, I know, man. It's just trying to push that as well, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's hard work, man. Hard work.
There you go. Jazakallah, guys, everyone for joining. Alhamdulillah, we have a very nice lineup again today. A quick one, because a lot of guys have to go, because now there's a engineering course. Nas, do you want to tell us about the engineering course quickly?
Yeah, the electrical course, it's done by the Santa Jad team. They just started. It's like I think the guy's name is Bashir Pir Saab. He's got a master's in some electrical engineering, but he's also a teacher at college, and he teaches this electrical course. So that I think basically the qualification, what it does is you can give out a certificate, like an electrical certificate, which every house needs. And then I think further on you can basically do like a rewiring of a whole house eventually at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so right now what we have to do is buy all these items, like I literally bought all this stuff from like Tool Station, and we have to basically like connect up all our wiring.
Wow.
And then we have to basically show it like on a board, on like a smaller scale. Like even the thing is we have to pay for all this ourselves as well. So that's the thing.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's good though, because the course that we researched it probably costs around about £5,000, something like that.
wow.
But they're offering it all for free. All we've got to do is just buy the stuff that we need, and we just got to basically show all our wiring skills. Whoops, I'm muting myself. Yeah, after they pass us off on our wiring stuff, then we have to do an exam called the 18th edition, and then that basically gives you a certificate to go around people's houses and do the electrical wiring stuff.
Is it too late for people to join then?
I think today was probably the deadline, or was it last week? I'm not sure. Was for people to join, yeah. But yeah, they've changed the timings now. Before it was later, but because some people were commenting saying, sorry, I have to leave now, namaz time. They've had to obviously bring it back. So it starts at 6:30 now. So that's why I have to leave earlier. Just do my part of Khuddam night and then leave. It's quite sad though, because obviously I want to stay and I want to listen to everyone's stuff and obviously win the quiz, which I haven't yet.
Yeah, good. Jazakallah, man. TK, guys, then we'll be quick then. Try to squeeze as much as we can inside, and then we'll go to the next bit. So, Kashif, if you got your khutbah summary.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, Hazur Anwar mentioned his whole khutbah was about the Badri companion Hazrat Zubair bin Awam radiyallahu anhu. Hazrat Zubair radiallahu anhu was either the fourth or the fifth person to accept Islam when he was at a very young age. Hazrat Anwar mentioned an incident from the childhood of Hazrat Zubair radiallahu anhu. And he related that the fact that his mother would be very strict with him and beat him every time, beat him at times because at some time she expected him to be brave and she treated him way so that he may defeat great enemies in the future. And in the early lives of Hazrat Zubair radiallahu anhu, after he accepted Islam, his uncle would wrap him in a cloth and engulf him smoke and urging him to leave the religion of Islam he had just accepted. However, at a very young age, Hazrat Zubair radiallahu anhu showed great steadfastness and asked how he could leave the Islam after he recognized the truth. This was a short summary of the Khuddam, and there's more on about it if you listen to it. The whole Khuddam is based around him being a great companion. Jazakallah.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I think Huzur, again, he's highlighting all of these young Sahaba. I think he accepted Islam when he was 12 years old and he grew up to be a great leader again. So again, it's another, it's like a subtle hint that Huzur is giving to the young people of the Jamaat, saying that, these guys were like this and the parents were strict on them because they wanted to give that right tarbiyat to these Sahaba, because one day they'll grow to be, great leaders. So again, it's like a lesson both to parents and to children as well, that be strict in a moderate way and understand your values, because that's what's going to matter in the future. Nas, we're going to go to you now, but just quickly, I just wanted to haven't done this in a while, but we have Khuddam, they send emails going around and just updating everyone of what's happening around the region, around the country. So one thing which is leading on to what Nas you're doing is this something which I think is Rational Religion are doing. So this is their page, and we talked about these guys a few months ago. So again, they starting refuting a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers especially, who are talking against Islam in general, and especially Ahmadiyyat as well. So they do it in a very easy, short way. They'll give what the people say. So they're answering this guy called Sohail, and he's very well known, and he's very, very popular on YouTube. And they just give the refutation very simple. So you just have to read this. It's not complicated. It's not into great detail. It's just quick. What's the allegation and what's the answer? So Nas as well, if you ever want to use these, you can do them as well, because they're very current. And this is what people are saying right now. So alhamdulillah, Rational Religion have got a lot of popularity by answering these allegations. So yeah, that will lead on nicely to Yunus. Jazakallah.
He's not here today.
He's coming, hopefully.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
So Uncle Fizan, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm alright, still.
How's that off, Fizan?
I'm just at the meeting, so yeah, I'm just like listening to you, what's going on and stuff. So yeah.
Good to hear you.
Nice to have you, bro.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
It's nice seeing you at Jummah as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okie dokie. So today's statement is your Messiah gave his claim as and when he pleased and changed his mind. Is this what a true prophet does? So the non-Ahmadi Muslims say that since the claim increased, it means that it was from his heart rather than Allah. They say that he claimed to be a prophet and even the promised guru and the one whom all religions await, and try to state that it's all from his heart. Now, when we look at the Christians, they raise the same allegations against Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They ask that why did the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam first call the people of his house and his relatives, and then slowly changed his claim to being a prophet of all of mankind? They suggest that this means his claims is from his heart rather than Allah. So this is just some examples for the Holy Prophet ﷺ from the Quran. First, Allah tells him, and warn thy nearest kinsman, chapter 26, verse 215. This basically shows that Allah was telling him to first tell the people near him, and then afterwards he revealed, say, O mankind, truly I am a messenger to you all from Allah, to whom belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. There is no God but He. He gives life, He causes death. So believe in Allah and His Messenger, the Prophet, the Immaculate One, who believes in Allah and His words, and follow Him that you may be rightly guided. Chapter 7, verse 159. So this is some more examples. So at first, the Prophet ﷺ did not claim to be the seal of the prophets or the best of the prophets, because in this hadith, someone came up to the Prophet ﷺ and asked who's the best creation. And then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ replied, he is Ibrahim, that's a Muslim. And then so at first that shows that he denied being the best, and he didn't let his companions say anything like that about him. However, Allah later on revealed, as you know, chapter 33, verse 41, Muhammad is not the father of any of your men. He is the messenger of Allah and seal of the prophets, and Allah has full knowledge of all things. So this shows that at first he thought he wasn't the best, and then Allah later revealed to him that he was. So here it shows that Allah did not tell the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ the first time that you are the Prophet for the entire mankind. Rather started off by telling him that only warn your nearest kinsmen. Then after that, Muhammad ﷺ was made a prophet for the people around Mecca and nearing people, including some of the mushriks of the area. After that, the Prophet ﷺ was told that he was a prophet mentioned in the Old and New Testaments, and was for the people of the book. So Allah told the Prophet ﷺ that he's a prophet for the entire mankind. Allah slowly told the Prophet this rather than revealing it straight away on the first day. So again, they tried to state that this increase means of the Prophet was, God forbid, a liar. The Christians believe that basically because he increased his own thing, they called him a liar. And in the same way, the non-MDs now, they say the same thing about the Promised Messiah. And this allegation has no truth behind it. I won't read all this, but basically the signs of the Prophet is that the prophets are treated harshly, and they're very horrible to them, and they never remove their claim, and this proves their truthfulness. So when the Holy Prophet ﷺ made his first claim of prophethood, he got a lot of enemies, and basically the exact same thing happened to the Prophet Messiah when he claimed to be the Mahdi, and he got loads of death threats. And then after that, when he increased his claim, when he said Allah told him that Isa has died, and he claimed that, basically when he claimed this people set fires in India, and then when he claimed to be Guru Nanak, when he said that Guru Nanak was a Muslim, then basically it got even worse with the Sikhs and everyone turning against him. And it basically went further on when he mentioned about Krishna, but I guess I could go on to that whole thing later on as well. So the news of the Holy Prophet ﷺ being the seal of prophets, it took around 18 years after he became a prophet. So this shows that there's nothing wrong with the claim being gradual, and Allah reveals things like this way to the prophets. And yeah, basically I'll show you this. It's basically what I've mentioned, but it's from the fourth Khalifa. It's quite a good audio. I don't know how to. One sec. Can you hear this?
Yeah, I heard it.
A few weeks back, I asked you about the various claims of the promised Messiah, and you answered that this, in fact, was an evolutionary process. And
evolutionary process?
Evolutionary.
Did I say that?
Yes, I think so.
No.
And that all prophets...
what I said was that all prophets are addressed by Allah, gradually revealing their status, so that neither they are shocked, they are given time to assimilate what Allah is telling them, and also that their followers begin to perceive it gradually. So that graduation is there, not evolution. They are two different things. The claims are staggered over a long period, and every second claim is progressive. it is not just a haphazard arrangement of claims, one claim after the other, but you will find a progression in the claims. So each following claim is placed higher. Like you look at the claims of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To begin with, it is said as if to begin with, he was a prophet to the people of Mecca and the people living around. Ummul Qura wa man hawlaha. And even before that, Anzir Ashirataka al-Aqrabi, as if he was sent only to warn his own kith and kin and no more. So later on, it seemed as if his claim spread over his tribe and the people of Arabia living around Mecca. And then in the end, he started addressing Ahle Kitab. And yet, some more was to come. Then he addressed the entire world. Ya ayyuhan nasu tuqu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum, and so on and so forth. He claimed to be a prophet for the entire mankind. Rahmatul lil alameen. Not only mankind. He was Rahmah for the whole universe. So this is the progression. This is not evolution, which we observe in the claims of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this progression is observed in the claims of every prophet. That is what I said. Or I wanted to say at least. Maybe I had, by mistake, I might have used the word evolution, which I didn't mean in fact.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's a really good way of explaining the whole thing as well. Hold on, how do I? Yeah. Has anyone else got anything else to add on? I think I've mentioned most of it, but
Mubarak online.
thank you.
Yes, Professor.
Ji sir. Kya hai?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Missing your khush sakar shakal. Brother, is this an allegation people make in Pakistan or amongst the community?
Which allegation?
Your Masih, he claimed to be different things at different.
Yes, 100%. Because they quote the book named, as you know, Brahine Ahmadiyya. In that, and then A Ghalti Ka Azala. These two books they usually quote for the thing, and Khalifa Rabi Rahimahullah Ta'ala said the correct thing, the right thing, that it's gradually revealed on the Prophet by Allah. It's not at one time. If that's the case, then in the Ghar Hira, the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Allah should reveal the whole 30 para of the Quran.
Yeah.
It was just a one ayat, Ikra bismi rabbika allazi khalaq. That's it. And gradually, with the passage of time, with the scenarios and with the situations going on in the region, Allah revealed all the things to the Masiha as well. And in the starting, when Hazrat Masih Maud was writing the book Brahine Ahmadiyya, there are a lot of things that put people in doubt. That in fact not the Gharefs Jamaat, but non MDs, but the MDs people as well. Sometimes they are raising the question that Masih Maud said this thing in Brahine Ahmadiyya, and after that he's saying the another thing.
Yeah.
So it's a teaching of Allah which has been revealed to the Prophet, and then man is can do a mistake, but Allah is the best planner. He has his own plans to reveal the things on the right time, on a right person at a right place. That's the thing. Yeah, they always raise this allegation.
Yeah, and this thing is always amazing. Like, you can always go back to the time of the Holy Prophet, just like you did, Nas, and you see like exactly the same thing happened. And the same thing was in Masih Maud, like, he was doing things so slowly. Since 1882, he was doing it very, very slowly, and it was only up until 1889, he started taking bed. Yeah. The whole other time between that, he was just telling people here and there, I've come, I'm the Masih Maud. First he claimed to be Mujaddid, and when he claimed to be Mujaddid, people like, yeah, we know, we can see that. We say that you are Mujaddid because there's no one better than you.
Yeah.
Then slowly, when he started adding, he's Masih, then he's Mahdi, then he's Nabi, it's a big shock for everyone. But of course, he explained it fully, and just like Nas, you said, it happened gradually. And if he did this straight away, if he just said straight, I'm a Nabi, Even though Allah Ta'ala didn't tell him at that time, he told him much after, towards the end of his life, in fact. Then, it could have been the opposite effect. People would have run away fully. But just like with anything, just like when you have to convince someone, when you're negotiating with anyone, Mubarak Sahib, you know that it takes a long time in business. You have
Yes.
to negotiate slowly, you have to do a nice pitch, you have to get people to buy into what you're selling, and then they'll do it. No one will come and just take it straight away.
Exactly.
So this is the sunnah of Allah Ta'ala, that He reveals things slowly in piecemeal so people can digest information easier, and then it will be easier to accept the whole thing. And yeah.
Nas mentioned one more thing about this. In Urdu, it's like a chola of Baba Guru Nanak, Hazrat Baba Guru Nanak, Rahmahullah Ta'ala. So, because he was the believer of one God, he believed in Allah. He did Hajj as well. He visited Saudi Arabia. He did Hajj there. Because of that, on his chola, on his dress, what he used to wear, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, the first kalma is written on his chola. That is in the museum or somewhere.
Yeah.
Most of the occasions, Khalifa Rabi Rahmahullah Ta'ala gave the reference of that chola and the kalma written on that chola. And I think there was a no mobile. When I used to live in Dubai, there was a no mobile guy, a new Ahmadi. He told me that in some majlis, Hazrat Masih Maud said that the community or the religion which is near to the Muslims are Sikh. I don't I'm not sure about this, but he said that thing. After that, I was thinking, because that's the only thing that if we also believe, because he was Wali Allah, he was sent by Allah, and he was really a pious man, Baba Guru Nanak, and he believes in one God. Everything is fine. We believe in him as well. But the thing is, after that, the Sikhism, when Sikhism discovered, exactly this one. Here somewhere it will be La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Yeah, here on the right hand side, I think, on the left.
Do you guys know the incident of how this was sketched? So Hazrat Masih Maud sent some of his companions, and he had to go and see the actual chola, which was buried under piles and piles of clothes. And every time they wanted to see more, the person would say, "Okay, give us more rupees, and then we'll show you more." So when they showed all of it quickly, the companions quickly they sketched all of the image, and the image was this in the end, and they managed to get all of the ayat. So these are all Quranic verses.
There's a famous ayat, La ilaha illa anta subhananni kuntu minaz zalimin, is there as well on that bottom or left side of the chola.
Yeah.
La ilaha illallah. Oh wow.
And this Hazrat Baba Nanak he even had a Islamic burial, a janaza. So even he was buried as a Muslim.
Yes, it was in Lahore.
So many indications pointing towards the fact that he was a Muslim.
Yeah.
See, it's another big subject. Nas, maybe you can cover that in the future.
And even
why do Sikhs cremate then?
What was that?
Why do Sikhs cremate then?
Cremate.
Yeah, Sikhs cremate, don't they?
Because
I think isn't it Hindus or is it Sikhs? Because I don't think cremate, do they? I think Hindus do.
Sikhs do as well. I'm sure they do. Do they?
Yeah, maybe. If they do, then it's all part of the idea of being buried into the earth where they came from and then coming back as something. I think that's the whole idea of cremating.
Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. I read this, so I don't know exactly, but I think it's in chapter 20, verse 114 or 15. I can't remember. There's basically a verse, and it said in there, "Oh my Lord, increase my knowledge," and then that also proved the fact that basically why would Allah need to teach the Prophet that that he should increase knowledge if he already knew everything? Why would he need to learn that? That shows that he obviously was being taught more and more slowly. Yeah, and plus, like, I don't know how long did the Quran take to be made in full, for them to understand. I think 20 something years.
The whole life of the Holy Prophet.
Yeah, exactly. So that basically shows that he had all that time to learn. It wasn't just instant, basically.
Yeah, I have my very best colleague or best friend. His name is Satnam. I was inviting him as well last week for this thing. He is Sikh and his family is known as the Lion of Punjab. So he's Shere Punjab family, belongs to Shere Punjab family. So yeah, so I will invite him.
Inshallah. That's great. Yeah, and Zaryab, you got your answer, yeah?
No.
I just put it on the screen. I just put it on the screen.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hamza, they do. So they do cremate.
Cremation. Yeah.
So it's part of going back to Allah Ta'ala, according to them. See you guys, Jazakallah Nas. Really appreciate that. Really good. And Mubarak always has good input. Always love his angles on it.
I can always trust him listening on it.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Tika. Okay, Hamza, should we go with you now? Actually, you got to go, yeah?
Yeah, I gotta go, yeah. Guys, okay, Khuddafis. Thank you.
Bye, Gumro.
Beer as well.
Office, bro.
Is Beer doing the course as well?
Beer, yeah, he is. No. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he is.
I am doing it, but I'm
He's
gonna
on
use
the
it.
call, you joker. Just ask a beer in it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go onto another device and do the class over there. The course.
You've got to be logged in. You know that you won't be able to do it without logging into your thingy.
I know.
So how are you gonna do it?
You can have 2 emails now, you know that. So you can join both.
Okay. Man, excuse me, get out of this body. No, I'm joking. I guess I can. I can put it on the side, but then I don't know because I note down everything like it's a lecture in it. So
Yeah. Whatever works best for you, man. We're not gonna.
I'll listen to the recording afterwards.
Tika, Jazakallah.
And also, I want to say thank you to Abir for making that wicked intro as well. He started making these intros for all of our videos.
Yeah. He's been working really, really hard in the background. I don't know if you guys have seen his videos. So he's doing a good job. He's editing a lot and he's cutting down the videos and
He looks really professional.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got a very slow computer.
With very bad internet.
No, internet it doesn't use internet. It just uses the horsepower of the PC.
All right. Okay. Then that's
Okay. See you later, inshallah. Okay, Hamza, let's go, man. Part 2.
My internet connection's not great. I'll try, but if it's lagging, we might just have to, because I'm hotspotting from my phone.
Yeah,
so if it lags a lot, just let me know. I'll just we can do it next week or something.
Just turn your camera off.
Turn my camera off. Oh, how do I do that? How do I turn it off? Why is my dad? Wait, Daddy's calling me as well.
Okay, I turned it off. Don't worry.
Okay, Jazakallah Bir. Yeah, Jazakallah Bir for the intro for this is wicked as well, for the books of the Prophet Sallallahu. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So where we got to last time in the will, just a brief recap. It was published in 1905. Purpose being that the Prophet Sallallahu death was nearing. It was imminent, and he'd received these divine revelations from Allah. And he also wanted his communities not to despair of his death, just to let them know that Khilafat would continue after it would begin, after his passing, as promised to us in, I think, Surah Al-Nur, verse 56. And then the last bit we got to was just, again, brief proofs about why Hazrat Isa alayhi salam didn't die on the cross, why he died a natural death. And I think the last bit we got to was there and on the earth shall you die, chapter 7, verse 26. And this is universal to all people, regardless of their status, their rank, their righteousness, whether it be a prophet or just a normal person. This is universal to all, that there and on the earth shall you die. Then he talks about signs of his truthfulness. As I mentioned right at the start of the book Divine Manifestations, which we went over, I think, start of May, the 2 prophecies about 2 earthquakes that would occur in the Punjab, the first in 1905 and the second on the 25th of February 1906, right at the start of the Easter, at the earliest time it could possibly happen. An earthquake struck. It struck with ferocity. It turned the earth upside down. lots of this is recap from the first half. He's just going over the same points again in more emphasis. And again, the reason for these punishments was that man has become in love with the world. And you can see now in this day and age, we're engrossed in every type of sin. Anything you can think of that's against the Quran or the Bible or the Torah, where you see men or all human beings indulging in those sins on a daily basis. And then again, a warning and a comfort for all people that those who repent sincerely and try to reform and then don't go back to those evil deeds, they will be saved from divine punishment. And then he gets on specifically to the divine revelations for Beheshti Maqbara and for the purpose of wasiyat. I was shown a spot in a vision and was told, "This is the site of your grave." I saw an angel who was measuring the ground and arriving at a certain spot. And his grave was brighter than silver soil. And the angel said to him that this is your grave. And the name was given Beheshti Maqbara. And what we obviously know for those who've done wasiyat, that these graves of the people buried in this graveyard, it's of truly righteous people. And again, the urge was near, and the Prophet ﷺ decided that it was important to have this graveyard established very soon before his passing. And then at that time, it was a piece of land in Qadian near the Prophet ﷺ's orchard. And at that time, it was around just less than 1,000 rupees. And the emphasis was, like in all of his books, that those people who be buried in this graveyard will be those who truly, through their words and through their actions, gave precedence to faith of all worldly matters. And again, people who had adopted the highest moral values and were sort of, they got rid of all their negative influences, the negative characteristics and emotions. So hypocrisy, selfishness, being over suspicious of people, all these sorts of vices and sinful thoughts and acts, they had purified themselves of these things. And Beheshti itself means abode of those who go to heaven. And every kind of blessing is reserved for those people buried in this graveyard. And then come on to the conditions specifically. In that time, there was the Prophet ﷺ had desire for more land to be extended apart from what had already been purchased. And he wanted trees to be built and a bridge to be built in that area as well. And the cost of that time was around 3,000 rupees. And his request was to those who wanted to be buried, to those who wanted to do wasiyat, that they must contribute to the expense of the maintenance of the graveyard. And the primary purpose again was that obviously at least 1/10 of one's property and income for the purpose of tabligh, so propagation of Islam, Quranic teaching, spreading the word of Islam to the masses. And a secondary measure for the use of this wasiyat was to help those in desperate need, so orphans, the poor and the needy, and new converts who were struggling financially or for whatever other reason as well. And we were all quite aware of the monetary side of it, but I think some of us sometimes we forget the third condition, which is to lead a righteous life and to abstain from all of the other acts which is prohibited. So again, that goes back to the 10 conditions of birth, to control your emotions, to stay away from lustful inclinations, to ensure that this covenant is above all other worldly covenants. For example, we take very seriously our contracts for our employment. We know how important it is to abide by that contract of employment to receive an income. And Prophet ﷺ is saying that this covenant in the 10 conditions of birth should be given higher precedence than all of those covenants that we do in our day-to-day lives. And another good thing was that even for those righteous people who didn't have the property or the means of income, they can also be buried there if they showed through their practical example that they had essentially become waqf zindagis or life devotees. And then prior to one's death, they should make a will if they decide in the latter part of their life that they want to do wasiyat, and it should be made in writing and entrusted to. And anyone living away from Qadian, their body should first be placed in a coffin and then brought to Qadian. And then again, emphasis on the purpose of the graveyard, the will of Allah, that such as have perfect faith should all be buried in the same place. And then just a bit in the appendix towards the end, until the completion of the graveyard, no one could be buried there until it had been made and it had fulfilled its requirements that the Prophet ﷺ desired. And for those who have filled the wasiyat form, we know that there has to be 2 witnesses in their writing. I think sometimes these are thumbprint and their signatures as well. So you have maybe your parent of yours, the Mal secretary, the guide, and the president of the Jamaat as well. And all of this document is entrusted to the Jamaat appointee who is in charge of wasiyat, and it's published in 2 newspapers as well for confirmation publicly that this person has done wasiyat. And then at the time of the person's death, there's a certificate that is given by the Jamaat appointee to this person, and this is evidence that this person has done wasiyat, and they are allowed to be buried in this graveyard. And then just a few other instructions to consider. Children, based on Quran and Sunnah as well, children who are considered to be those who will go to heaven anyway. So in exceptional circumstances, the children will be buried in this graveyard. And for those who are buried, again, they need to be brought to Qadian in the coffin, and the Anjuman or the Jamaat appointee needs to be informed 1 month in advance. If one dies of the plague, the body can be buried in the coffin and in trust for about 2 years. And then after that 2-year period, then they can be brought to Qadian for their body to be buried. Again, 1/10 is the minimum, but the crucial thing that probably a lot of us forget is that that person who does wasiyat, they need to strive in all matters of purity and taqwa, or God-fearing righteousness. Another blessing of wasiyat, even those who have done it, and God forbid if they drown or they die and they can't find their bodies, then in the sight of Allah, such a person will be considered to have been buried in the graveyard, despite not being physically buried there. Again, crucially, it's for the purposes of tabligh, and those who are the Anjumans or the Jamaat appointees in control of the money for the wasiyat, they should be pious and upright members of the Jamaat. And another crucial thing, sometimes non-Ahmadi Muslims, the allegations against us are that, it's all about money sort of thing. And this is an example where if someone decides that they don't want to do wasiyat anymore and they want their money back and their property, the Anjuman, the Jamaat appointees, instructed that they should all be given all their property, all their finances back, as Allah isn't in need of anyone's wealth or property. Just to say that the blessing, it's for our benefit. It's not for God's benefit or for the Jamaat's benefit. The Jamaat will progress regardless. It's for our benefit to take part in the blessed scheme. And again, because the Anjuman who's in charge of wasiyat, such a person, he is essentially the deputy of the Khalifa or the representative of the Khalifa. So such a person, again, through their actions, have to show that they're giving precedence to faith over worldly matters. And I think at the time the headquarters of the Anjuman is Qadian, Murabi, so I'm not sure if it's still in Qadian. It may well be, but I'm not sure myself, the headquarters at the moment. And again, those who are the Jamaat appointees of the scheme of wasiyat, they should be well versed in the Holy Quran, Hadith, and the Arabic language, so strong and good understanding of Islam and its teachings. And one quite rare thing that does happen, I don't know any examples myself personally, but anyone who, for example, if Hazur or some other righteous person has from like a committee has been informed by divine revelation or through a dream or a vision that such and such person cannot be buried in this graveyard, then in that case, then they can't be accepted for wasiyat. But I don't know of any examples myself, but then there may well be some. And then this final bit on one of the last few pages of the book, which is a really good summary of the purpose of wasiyat. And truly and sincerely do I say that the time is near when a hypocrite who out of his love for this world has evaded this commandment, meaning the commandment of wasiyat, will at the time of chastisement let out an anguished cry and say, would that I had given all that I possessed, all my movable and immovable possessions in the way of God, and escape this chastisement. Again, urging Jamaat members to participate in the scheme, because the time will come where we will regret it. Where we will get not taking part in this blessed scheme. So it's for our benefit again, it's not for anyone else's benefit. And that's the crux of the two parts of the book. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah, another book done, and another book down, alhamdulillah. Hamza, I just wanted to quickly ask you, because I know you've freshly, signed your wasiyat form.
Yeah.
You just finished university, and alhamdulillah, you're going into your work soon. So what caused you to, what pushed you to do wasiyat? And a lot of people, especially young people now, they say that, we don't want to, we don't have enough money now, so why should we give wasiyat now? We'll do it later on when we're older. So what made you do it at a young age from now?
To be honest with you, I was trying to do it a couple of years ago, but because of my tajneed, it was difficult to get all the signatures and things done. But maybe it wasn't the best time then for whatever reason. So alhamdulillah, I managed to get it done. I think, was it last month? I think Rafi Saab played a big part. I'd already read the will many years ago, but I reread it again just before and just around the time I was doing wasiyat, just to refresh my memory. So I think the intention was there when I was a lot younger, but I just due to susti or laziness or just being distracted by the things, I never got around to it. But in terms of doing it, I think it's hard to inculcate it into someone else, but it's something where I guess you get it from, part of it is certainty of faith. So I think those people who don't want to do it, they have in their head, they're worried in terms of a worldly perspective. Am I going to get this money back? I'm struggling financially for whatever reason. But it's getting certainty of faith in Quran and what Allah promises us, that those who give, he'll multiply it manifold. Like there's not even a tangible number for how much reward you'll get for it, either in this life or the next. So part of it is certainty of faith, that you know you'll get it back, and the part of it is just it's just part of doing good, isn't it? What the Prophet ﷺ has told us in terms of 3 stages. The first stage is to sort of die a worldly death in terms of your love for the world. Then the second stage is to obviously serve Allah's creation, serve everyone as like a mother would serve their child. And then the third station is, well, for those people who essentially have a union with Allah, who have a relationship with Allah. So it's all striving for that cause, but it's hard to inculcate that in someone else until they read up on it themselves and research themselves.
Yeah, and with me as well, like during Jama, I tried doing the form like so many times. Like when you send the form, it gets lost along the way, and you're waiting for that form to come back to say you're accepted as a Musi. One of my friends, even when he did this, he passed away. But then you mentioned at the end that righteous people get revelations, both if it's negative or if it's positive. And the beloved Razur, he said when my friend passed away, he said that he was accepted as a Musi, even though his wasiyat form wasn't processed the right way. So there's both sides to it. But more than that, when I went to Bahishti Maqbara in Pakistan, sorry, you go there and you see all of these names. You see, the Khulafa, Hazrat Masih Maud, that's a given. But then you have the rest of the companions of Hazrat Masih Maud, Chaudhry Zafar Khan Sahib, and all the other great scholars in the Jamaat. And you don't think about the money that they gave. You think about the character that they had, and that means that this small investment that you're giving into the Jamaat, if that's what you're getting out of it, if that's the people you're going to be associated with, all of these great companions of Hazrat Masih Maud, then you'll be running to give whatever wealth you have. And that's really one of the things that really inspired me to do wasiyat. Obviously, when you first do it, you don't know as much as you will know in the future. But as you go along, you'll start realizing that this was probably one of the best investments that I did, one of the best dedications I did in my life. And you'll see that Allah will never ever leave you in any single way. He will never leave you in a financial way, in your family and your property, anything. Because you gave that commitment to Allah, Allah will never ever leave you out in the dust to rot. So if you realize that at a young age, your life will become much easier. And I was speaking to this, I think it was to Hamza as well, a few weeks ago, talking about marriage, about when you get married young, all the steps you take later on in your life, you'll be doing it together. But when you do it later on in life, and you bring someone totally new into your life, it can be difficult because you've already set your house.
You wanna go on the journey with someone rather than get to the end point and then get married, kind of thing.
Yeah. So there's sacrifice in every single way, but if you're doing it together with someone, it's same with your finance. If you're doing it knowing that you've already made that commitment, and what you're going to get out of it is so much more than anything else. And what you said was bang on. Talking about your taqwa and your righteousness, and that's really the essence of what wasiyat is you morally training yourself and perfecting yourself in every single way. Jazakallah. That was really good, Hamza. Alhamdulillah. Hopefully looking forward to more books, inshallah. You're gonna have to find more books to do now.
There's plenty to do. There's plenty.
So more and more books are being translated as well, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, exactly. Really appreciate it. Tika, Zaria, let's go to you, man. What location are you in today? I think you're on mute again, bro.
I am. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
We always miss your initial laugh when you come on.
Right. Right then.
Right then.
No technical glitches today. Allah.
Inshallah.
Let me just share my screen.
Assalamu alaikum. Good to have you on board as well, man.
Assalamu alaikum.
I was actually bring Atar and he's a good friend of mine. Everything good?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Praying for your brother, man. He was part of the A-level scam, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
big scam, man. But, yeah, they sorted it out, sort of, but it was a bit late, bit too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always telling everyone, just keep on praying, you know, Allah can change things in a second. So
Yeah.
inshallah,
Is Bilal not going to uni this year? Akhtar?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Acha,
I'm gonna place
okay.
at the moment.
Acha.
becoming a dentist, isn't it, Hamza?
No, I remember he went to dentistry, didn't he? I remember. But
Plan.
That's the plan.
Inshallah.
I remember Khuddam night when he was coming, he was asking a lot of questions. I think it was.
Yeah.
Was it too?
I think Atar was there, wasn't he? Atar was there. Yeah.
And
What did he have any offers, Atar? Did he have any offers, or was he?
he went for a couple of interviews. I think he didn't get offers. and
Acha. No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just got to keep going and
didn't get a
keep
chance
trying.
on hearing.
Inshallah.
Does it have no glitches? Yeah. I think his internet just crashed. Bechara. But what are you saying about going outside and everything? Like,
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to go out and meet people, like, you know, in small groups sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Or sometimes one-to-one, just like a couple of friends.
Mm.
It's, yeah, I just gotta be safe in it.
Yeah. Your lockdown is still pretty much quite very restricted, isn't it? With what
It's
you can do?
okay. It's okay. It's not the best, but like I try to get out and
Hanging in there. Will you be going back to uni as well then in
Yeah.
October?
yeah. It's sometime in September. I don't know exactly when, but I'll be going.
Yeah, they're doing this, you know, hybrid courses now. Some courses will be online, some will
Yeah,
be.
half online, so you can sort of choose or something.
That'll be good for you though, getting out more, meeting more people.
Yeah.
Are you restricted on coming to masjid then?
Oh,
Or are you hesitant?
guidance before, and I wasn't, but now I technically am. Like at the moment, I'm a little bit hesitant though. But
Yeah. There's no rush. There's no rush. Your dad's here all the time. I don't know, Zaria, what are you saying, man? Seems like his internet always crashes when it's his turn. Or Fizan, what are you saying, man?
Nothing, Yara. What are you saying?
Alhamdulillah.
All right, I'm just watching you lot just talk.
What's happening with you these days?
Nothing. I just came back home. Heard my mom made biryani, so I ate that, and then I just came on the meeting. Let's see. Yeah.
Biryani is the one.
yeah.
Mubarak, I just wanted to learn a bit more about your programs, Yar. Saskatoon Radio.
Yes,
Rabbi,
nowadays I'm doing worldly things, like I'm inviting next guest will be from Pakistan, who is doing, he has his own filmmaking industry, and he is running his school for filmmaking in Pakistan and journalism as well. So I am now, my hit list people are like from Pakistan now, not MDs people, non-MDs people. So that will expand my you can say that social network. So different people. I will invite some of my colleagues and then some media people from Pakistan. I'm approaching media people, so hopefully we'll have the Pakistani media on board as well in a couple of weeks.
And how was the one with Abdul
With
Manan?
manager
Abdul Manan Sab.
Abdul Manan Sab. I shared the link.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
How was
awesome.
it for you personally?
It's I think was 4,000 or 5,000 views as well.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Was he more than Barak Siddiqui Sahab?
Nah. Mubarak Siddiqui Saab was 10,000 plus.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah, he is a celebrity all over the world.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Keep it up. You keep
Yeah.
finding good people to interview. That's really good. Yeah. How is it as a tabligh tool? How do you
Yeah,
find it?
Can you see my screen, boys?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Oh my.
Are you next to the Wi-Fi?
I thought it was saying no glitches today.
I can see like 10 of your mouse cursors.
I can see about 30.
There we go. Is that it? Acha. Acha, Fazan, if you don't know how to play, then if you have to download the app on your phone, and you can type in this code.
Yeah, yeah. Do I have to download it from Google Play or something?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Just type in the website. It'll be quicker.
Yeah,
Just
you
type
can
in
do it.
Khuddam.it.
okay, all right.
Just know
Yeah,
if
it's downloading now. Yeah. I'm just downloading it now.
है भाई नहीं इधर पूछ रहा हूँ इन लोगों से वो तो बाद में करता हूँ अरे बेटा एक मिनट रुक
Yeah. It's downloading. Yeah. So so do I have to enter the code in?
Yeah, just type in this code. Can you see where to type it?
Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah. It's 870-327.
That's it.
870-327. 870.
The number to call 870-327.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
Marks on.
What should I click as a teacher for work, as a student or socially? What should I click? I don't know.
So complete by.
Oh, so
We're just doing our live Kahoot quiz session towards the end of our.
I thought I clicked on some gambling website or something.
What should I click as a student, as a teacher, or as a worker? Socially?
If you just click type in pin, it's in the middle of your screen at the bottom.
Okay. Yeah. This.
Yeah, it's just a pin, and then you open it.
Okay. That's it.
You got it.
870-327. Yeah.
Zaria, be still with us.
Yeah, I'm here.
Bachara, yaar.
Yeah, let me just come in. I'm gonna
Can you
name
hear me?
myself.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
So, yeah. I think
Hamza,
I'm
you
in
in?
now.
Hamza, are you in?
I'm in Murabbi Saab. Oi.
Where are you hiding, man? Which one are you? You're Tiago, innit?
My boy.
UEFA European finals today, isn't it?
Is it today? It's Saturday or Sunday, isn't it? It's Friday today, Murabbi Saab. Is it today?
Yeah, bro, today.
What?
Hey,
Oh, today's the Europa.
Sunday's Champions League.
Oh yeah, Sunday. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Both are good games.
You think we'll have any more joining? Or
Faizi, Mirzai. Kashif,
No,
you're not
I'm
joining today.
joining. I'm joining. Wait.
Kashif, join in. You're usually good at these. Zirab,
otherwise, everyone gets a place on the board.
Have you got a really old laptop?
No, you know what it is? I've got a work laptop, and because I'm always at work, and since I've been at work, I haven't bought a new one, so that's why it's got a few restrictions. So that's why it gets so slow. And sometimes in the background, I always have work applications open, which I forget to close, and they're proper heavy.
Oh,
I need to stop being a packy really and get a laptop.
Acha. So are we waiting for?
Hello, I thought we was getting one. We've lost one.
Yeah. Oh man. Utter you in, Mirzai?
Yeah, that's me. Oh,
You-
I
I'm
wasn't.
in.
A second.
I think you left.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Now that.
Fizan's still in.
All right then.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
start.
in. Yeah.
Bismillah. Rahim. Okay. So today's khutbah, who did Hazrat Zubair radiallahu anhu name his children after?
Oi, 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 oi.
Oi, oi, oi. The early Shaheeds. Shuhada, bro.
Oh, Shuhada. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was the early Shuhada. Oh, only Tiago and HJ. No, no. What is the strongest passport in the world?
Questionable.
Most visa-free entries.
Oh, United Kingdom? I think so.
Is it not the UK?
Not now.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's
yeah.
Switzerland. Oh, Japan's a tricky one.
It might be Germany. It'll be EU one. I don't think it'll be Japan. Maybe.
Germany.
Oh, it's actually Japan.
Oh, it is Japan. Oh,
Yeah, it was Germany before, but it's Japan now.
Z, get your spellings correct with Switzerland, man.
Sorry. You know what it means, innit?
No one got that.
Oh my day, no one got that.
That was hard,
Alright.
man.
If a person reads all his prayers in a day, how many sajdas have they done in a day?
Is that Sunnat and Fars or?
Yeah.
And Witr.
Yeah. Sunnat, Farz and Witr.
I just guessed. I don't know the answer. I just guessed.
It's just maths.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
I clicked read.
Yeah, it's 64.
Yeah.
So you do 64 sajdas in a day if you read all your 5 daily prayers.
That's amazing. Wow.
Really?
That's crazy. Think about.
Yeah. Whoa.
You got really excited there.
Strongest currency in the world.
What are you doing to us, man? These are hard.
These are hard. Z.
I know, because normally everyone gets them
No,
right.
it can't be dinar.
Yes, Kuwaiti dinar. It's because of the oil they've just gone up in the world, man.
Wow. You're on the podium. Get it.
MashaAllah. Best selling car of the world.
Oi.
Oh, Volkswagen. Oh, yeah.
Gotta be the Swift, isn't it?
Oh,
That's the Swift
yeah.
one.
Nice, the Corolla, man.
Get in there.
Toyota Corolla.
Come on, 0 points still.
Can't go wrong with Tota.
I've upped the game this time.
All the
This is
Pakistanis
hard,
buying the Uber cars, isn't it?
True or false? A cat's meow is not used to communicate to other cats.
False.
I think
I think so.
I think they purr to each other.
Yeah. It's true. Cats actually only meow for humans.
Wow.
Friends.
Is that why lions don't meow?
Yeah. You can ride zebras. True or false?
Sure you can.
False.
That's so debatable.
Where there's a will, there's a.
I really want you can. What? Come on, man.
The will,
Nah, they don't have the back support. They don't have a strong back for humans to sit on there for like more than probably 5 minutes.
I still do it.
You can ride it for 5 minutes, isn't it?
No, you can't. You break it.
Neither does a Nissan Micro, but we still drive.
How old is Azura Eid al bin Nasr al-Aziz?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Do ya? Yeah, he's
Oh
69
no,
at the moment.
God.
No one knows.
I don't expect it because he looks so young, man.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Ireland for 67.
Yeah.
He's 70 in September, so
Wow.
in a few weeks.
Bloody hell.
Zoo literally hasn't
What?
changed.
If you've seen this documentary, then if you haven't, then I'm sorry. So the White Brother Hartlepool, which doctor, which is the father of Abid Khan Hazur's secretary, established the Hartlepool Jamaat?
Oh,
It's a good documentary, by the way. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube as
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a guess.
Zan, have you got any right yet?
Yeah, only one.
yeah, it's Dr. Hamid Khan.
Come on, boys.
So when they inaugurated the Hartlepool Mosque, he was mentioned a lot as well.
Hmm.
You know the history of Jamaat, right? Where is the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam buried?
I think he's Mecca.
Mehdi, man. I reckon it's Mehdi. In that.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Medina.
no.
Yes.
Hey, this is terrible, man. I'm on 0 still.
Okay.
Come on,
Which
Mirza.
mosque is the oldest?
It's got to
Is
be.
it Glasgow, Baitul Rahman, London, Baitul, Birmingham, Darul Burqad, or Bradford, Baitul Hamd?
Oh, sugar.
It's a hard one, man.
I think is it the Bradford one?
Ooh.
Oh, sugar. I'll put Bedford. I think it's Bedford, is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it right.
Did you get
Bradford.
Before that is Bradford,
Oh,
Baitul Hamd, which is 1980, inaugurated by Hazrat Cliff Timothy III. Then it was Glasgow, Baitul
Wait, that's
Rahman
mad.
in 1984. And then it was actually Baitul Islam, which is the one where Masjid Mubarak's been built over in Islamabad. Oh, yeah.
Oi.
that's crazy.
Here you go. So,
See, I'm not
which
playing
Jamaat in
anymore,
the
man.
UK once had more Englishmen than Asian?
I got one right at least. I know this one.
Birmingham? I think you gave it away.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
P6
yeah.
Dash, man.
The White Bird.
Hartlepool.
Hamza, you know about that?
No,
Translate Inni zalamtu nafsi.
Oh.
Yes, I have been unjust to myself. MashaAllah.
Oh, Biddy won last week, didn't he?
Okay. What body part did the Holy Prophet ﷺ compare women as? Knees.
Elaborate when they show the answer. Was it real?
Okay. You can do that, Umar Bissau, I think. Please.
Nice on.
Yeah, so do you want to explain it?
No, you can.
So the it's like women are so fragile. They're like one rib. If you try to bend them, they will snap. So that's how you should be comparing women to.
Yeah, they also protect the main
You have
organs.
to look after them. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Look after them.
Wasn't it more like
So
if
what
you
does Qadi in Qadian mean? Oh, sorry, Hamza.
Is that it?
It's okay. It's okay. It's Cardi.
Boys, this came up in one of the books. Oi.
Cardi.
Yes, judge. It is.
Not listening, boy. Sad guy.
It's because Mirza Hadi Beg was the judge when he migrated to Punjab. Qadian. Right.
Oi, Tiago's back.
Okay. In 1881, another man claimed to be the Mahdi. His name was Muhammad Ahmad. Where was this man from?
He was Saudi, innit? I'm sure he was Saudi. He got shot down, innit? Is he? Did he get shot down? Did he get shot down in the Kaaba or something?
Oh, no. He was from Sudan.
Oh, maybe I was thinking of someone else then.
If you're being sarcastic.
No, he got.
Hamza let everyone wrong.
No, but there was a person, I think,
Yeah.
who tried to take over the Kaaba by force and he got shot.
Oh.
Oxford, innit?
Pretty old. Edinburgh's pretty old.
Yeah,
Sure.
Oxford, and that is Cambridge.
I've got 3 right so far.
That's good, bro. That's very good. Okay, what is the Mariam Fund for? Is it in the education of girls, in the stability of single women, in the marriage of girls, and the aid of widowed women?
Shadi, innit? Oh, is that a trick? Is this a trick? Is this a trick?
No, you're right.
Mariam Shadi
Yeah.
Fund and that.
Mariam Shadi Fund and that. Yes, boys, going up in the world. Last two. Who has the biggest army in the world?
Oi. It's got to be. Oh, I don't know.
China, to be honest. I don't know.
Man.
I'm just guessing.
India.
Flip, man. I think it might be China, you know. Is India?
China.
Oh, flip.
I'm going to say all of them.
Yeah, it's China. But you know what's crazy? Pakistan's not far behind, you know, after these 4.
Really?
Yeah,
Are these the
Pakistan's
4
got a
highest?
massive army.
Pakistanis, man.
Are these the 4 highest?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but-
not Japan. China, USA, India. Oh yeah, I'm moving on. Right, last one, boys. Okay. Khuddam knowledge on the day of Badr, how many horses were with the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, as we mentioned it today?
I don't know, man.
One of them was Hazrat Zubair.
One of them.
2, innit?
And
Left
the other
and
one,
right.
yeah, 2.
Hi. Hamza, did you get it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, BD.
They were in the end, could they? 9 out of 20 was second. Oi, that's how hard it was.
Oh, my. Got 10 right.
Murabbi Saab at the top.
Oh, I didn't realize I got that many wrong. That was a good one, man. Ziyad.
That was too hard.
I know, I
I'm
thought I'd step up the game, man.
Yeah, no, it's
not
good.
playing against you. Sad geezer. Sad geezer.
At least you got more knowledge than before.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not even on the list.
Don't worry, bro, I never am.
Guys, I wanted to ask you for your ideas if you want to give any forward for K-Talks intros or even the Khuddam night itself for the full episode. Did you get it?
Abir, say that again. I didn't hear you properly. My connection's not good, man.
I said, can you give me any ideas for the intros for K-Talks and Khuddam night, the full episode?
Um,
You have seen the intro which I made, so similar to
No.
that or even completely separate.
Make it similar to that one, Biri, man. It's good. Proper sick.
Maybe for K-Talks, add like different professions and then, you know,
Mm-hmm.
be a good idea.
Chalo, theek hai.
Oi.
Kashif bhai is very quiet. Kashif bhai, what happened? You with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright. Just making sure.
No, I had no idea. I thought you were on about cake talks. So I had no idea what you were on about.
Oh, okay. That's
Not Cake Talks. K talks, Khuddam talks. Jazakallah. Okay, boys. Jazakallah for joining again. Inshallah, we'll see if we can do it next week as well. Appreciate it, bro.
Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
Welcome.